Right, before we begin, make a website 1 folder on your desktop, and in there you're going to have the images that you're going to build your website with. Make sure they've all been resized in Photoshop, and I've made all mine the same width and the same height to make things easier. Next thing we're going to do is we are going to tidy up this a second. We are going to go into text edit on the Mac, or on the PC it's a Notepad. And this is the typical thing we've done before, opening and closing tags, etc, etc. I'm going to give it a title this time. Okay, and when we go to save this, it's really important that we save it as an index.html. Okay, and we make sure there's nothing else written on that there. Okay, save it in the same folder as your images for this example, and make sure it saves as a HTML file. Radio. Now, next thing I want to talk to you about is this document header here is not good. We're going to use a proper one. You can download it from the site, it'll be uploaded there. And we're going to use this instead. So we delete the old HTML and we put this new tag in. It's a valid document header. It's very important. And from here now, I'm going to go to dynamicdrive.com and get our code. So back on the internet, we're on dynamicdrive.com here. And the one we're going to use is the one we used in class. Just a very, very basic one, but it's an easy one to put in. So down to galleries here on the home page. And the one we're going to choose is a step carousel viewer. Okay. Now that pulls us onto the page here, and there's a few things we need to do. It explains how it all works. We're not going to go into that right now. But the first thing we're going to do is, in the head of our section, we need all this. Okay, so click on the Select All button and edit Copy. Then back to our document, and in the header, right here, okay, I'm going to put it below the title. I'm going to paste in all that text. Now, next thing we're going to do, back in Dynamic Drive, is you'll see it says put this in the body. So we're going to take all that again, we're going to copy it, and in the body, we're going to come in here between the two body tags, and we're going to paste that in. And we're going to save as we go. Right, next thing you need to do is you need to download these images. I've already got them. And you need to download, very importantly, the engine, the JavaScript that powers all this. So I've done that already. So let's get a look at what we're doing. The images that I've downloaded already are here. Okay, and I'm going to put these images in my website folder. So see this here, the website 1 folder? The website 1 folder for me now has, they're my images I'm going to use. I've named them very simply. And it also has the step carousel JavaScript now. And it also has the circles. Okay, now I have done an arrow left.gif and an arrow right.gif in Photoshop, just 50 pixels by 50 pixels, and we're going to use them in just a moment. So in my index page, I'm going to scroll down until I come across my divs, okay? And you'll see in here it's gotten URLs for your divs. Well, mine are easier than that. They're just 1.jpg. See the way I'm changing it, the image source tag? Next one, surprise, surprise, 2.jpg. That's what I call my images. 3.jpg, okay, 4.jpg, and the last one here I'm going to delete. But it's really important you delete it from the opening tag to the closing tag, and you don't delete the stuff below it. Out it goes, okay? So that's my images put in there, which should bring up my images, which is good news. And it's going to save that. Okay, back on my HTML page, at the very top, I'm going to scroll down again, and we're going to change the navigation images, the navigation arrows. You'll see here it's called left nav, and here's the image that needs to go in. Well, I'm just going to use my image, so my image is in here. And just to double check that I get the name right, don't want to make that mistake, I'm going to choose my left nav is called arrow left, so I'm just going to copy that name. And where it says left nav with this big long image source here, look, I'm going to replace mine, okay, arrow left.gif. And you're going to see then that there's the same for the right nav, okay, which needs a different image, and this image is called arrow right.gif. Keep everything consistent. So I got my images in and I got my arrows in. So back to the top of our HTML page again, and if you move down a little bit, you're going to see there's comments here which make life easy, okay? But the width and the height we're going to change. We're going to go for 900 pixel wide one by 600 high, okay? And you'll also notice that there's other widths and heights going on in here. This is the width of each panel holding content. So my width, once again, is going to be 900 in here. Now, one of the last things I need to do is move those arrows around. So those arrows are not going to be lined up properly unless I come in here. The left arrow I'm going to have at about, like you guess at this, minus 30, and halfway down the screen should be 300. They're just coordinates that you can change. And the right arrow is going to be about minus 10 and at 300. Okay, and the last thing I want to do, pretty sure it's the last thing, is come down to the very bottom, and you'll see there's a few paragraphs here, okay, denoted by the little P at the top and the P at the bottom. See these opening tags? So the first paragraph I'm going to come to, I'm going to delete that, I don't need it. And the last one, I'm going to delete the last one as well, from the paragraph tag to the paragraph tag here. Alright, now make sure you leave the body tag obviously in the HTML. Now if I save that and preview it, it should look pretty okay. Now here we are previewing it. There's a few little things that need to be done. We're just making sure that it's going to work. And we're going to do a quick way to center it, and we're going to remove this horrible big black border. So back on our index page, we're going to run a quick find, Control F or Command F on a Mac, and we're going to type in border, and we should be able to find straight away a border. Handy way to find anything here. Okay, in here I'm just going to give that make it a white border for the moment. You can change it later. And what else do we notice was funny? Oh yeah, we're going to center everything. Now this is not a future-proof way to center everything, but it'll save you using more CSS if your head's about to explode. So we're going to run down and find the body tag in here, and we're going to use this very old way of doing it because we just want to get this thing done quick, and I can show you a little bit more about it. So it's going to close with a center tag at the end of the body. See that? Oh shit, that's a mistake, excuse me, language. Before the body closes, that's where the center tag should be. And just when the center tag is declared at the top, we're going to put an open center tag here. So the body is now between a center tag and a closing center tag. Okay, it's going to save that. And then if we go back to our document, we preview that. Oops, 1 second. Let's close that for a tick and open it here. It will work. Yes. Okay. And we're all happy. Thank goodness.